Once, Dorne bent the knee. Once, House Starfell were but whispers in the shadow of dragons. But no longer. Caswyn Starfell now wears the crown of a free and fiery Dorne. His banners stretching across the narrow sea, and his dragons darkening the skies above the Crownlands. Vaelor Sand's dream nears its conclusion, yet its fiercest trials remain. For upon the Iron Throne sits not a Dragon Lord Targaryen, but a pretender of Goodbrother blood. Their capital city, as well as their pit of dragons, must be taken. And when it is, the realms beyond shall tremble as the dominion of Starfell comes for them all. Hello everybody and welcome back once again to our Game of Thrones story. In the previous episode, we fought and killed the Queen of the Iron Throne herself in a dragon duel, gaining Dornish independence and inadvertently putting House Goodbrother in control of the Seven Kingdoms. King Dunstan Goodbrother is now in control at 18 years of age, a vengeful, wrathful, craven, temperate man. That's an unusual mix, but we'll see how his rule starts to look. He's already defending in 2 wars straight off the bat. The Targaryens are still here though. They still exist inside of Dragonstone here. We have Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen, who's 39 years of age. She is a dragon rider, as well as being scaly, a lunatic, scarred, and also pregnant. So it will be interesting to see if we get a Targaryen reaction to the change in power inside of the Iron Throne, but realistically, I don't know if they have the strength to actually do it. We have weakened the actual Iron Throne quite a bit. They still have 82,000 men. They do also have 7 dragons, but only 2 of them are actually tamed inside of the entire realm. The rest are just sitting around in the dragon pit. When you compare that to us, we do have about 30,000 less in terms of overall military strength, and while we have 1 less dragon than them, we do have more tamed dragon, which means that we do have more dragons able to actually get involved in some of these fights. Vaelor's dream was fundamentally for his house of House Starfell to become dragon riders. We have achieved that. Once we actually gained control of dragon riders, our next goal was to become independent, which is what we have just done. And then following that, our final goal was to then, as an independent empire, strike against the Iron Throne and take everything that they have. The way in which I think we're going to do that is we're going to draconically subjugate King Dunstan here. That will give us everything inside of the Iron Throne and essentially make everybody a vassal to Dorne. Before we do that though, I think I might try and draconically conquer the remaining pieces of land here inside of the Crownlands. We currently hold the majority of the Crownlands themselves, but there's still quite a few holdings that we don't hold, including the actual capital itself. So if we can take control of the Crownlands, we will weaken the Iron Throne even further. We will have the entire Crownlands for ourselves, and then when we draconically subjugate everybody else, we'll be happy to have them as vassals. Because if I was to start that subjugation war now, I fear that we would end up with a vassal inside of the Crownlands who would actually hold the Red Keep itself. The Red Keep, of course, we most definitely want to keep for ourselves. Whether or not we actually move our capital here is a different question, but the big thing that we want is inside of Rhaenys's Hill here, they have the Dragon Pit. We want to make sure that we gain control of this, rob them of all of their dragons that are in the pit, and that should make the subjugation war a hell of a lot easier. Now, obviously, there's lots of other things that we could do as well. For example, inside of Valyria here, we restored 1 ruin, and the initial plan was to restore all of it and found the Empire, but to be honest, I think that is incredibly doable for us, but would just take a hell of a long time. I'm unsure how interesting it would be to really take control of the Iron Throne and then just steamroll everybody else, so I think we'll probably wrap this series up when we finish this subjugation war and have the entire Iron Throne to ourselves. I think that will be an incredible feat for a dynasty that began as a cadet branch inside of House Dane, founded by a bastard. Similarly, from a decision perspective, we're not going to found the Kingdom of the Three Daughters, and that will turn us into a free city government. It's for the same reason that we're not going to adopt a centralized administration either. The one decision that does interest me though is claim the mantle of the freehold. Since the doom of Valyria, Essos has been without a guiding hand. To the north, north, the Thraki savages lay waste to all beneath their steeds, and to the east the Scions of the Harpy grow bolder in embracing their Giscari heritage. The daughter colonies of the Freehold have been left to their own devices as the Free Cities, with each in some form asserting themselves as the true heirs to Valyria. Many have dreamed of reviving the legacy of the Freehold, and even fewer have dared to attempt. Interestingly, in terms of the overall effects here, I'm not entirely sure what it will actually give us, as all we get is we will weigh the costs of claiming the legacy of the Freehold and asserting ourselves as its successor state. We have most of the requirements done already, as we are a dragon rider holding at least one kingdom title, and we control at least 3 kingdom titles or 2 empire titles. All that we are missing is at least 1 free city capital or Dragonstone, and Dragonstone we will pick up in our subjugation war anyway. What I'm also going to do is commission a new crown. Let me summon the smith and we will forge ourselves the crown of the morning. Now, it's a little bit weird because I'm technically already wearing it. I think sometimes the game just likes to put a crown on you to symbolize that you are a king, the way the base game does that naturally, but obviously in this, it just tries to find a crown that makes sense, even though we don't actually have it yet. So to make everything make sense, let me actually pay for the crown of the morning, and we will wear the Torrentine Dane crown as we rule this new empire. We're currently slightly over our domain holding, so I think for now we will hand Zartazar away here. This does have the ruined barracks of Valyria, which is very nice, plus 90% bonuses for station men-at-arms here, which is pretty incredible, but we don't necessarily need that just yet, so we will give this to Prince Uros here to rule in our stead. We can create a new men-at-arms group as well. I think we'll go for Pass Pikes here because it's unique to us. Descendants of Dornishmen who held the mountain passes against Targaryen invasions for over a century. These warriors stand proud against all forms of cavalry. That is super on brand. Thank you very much. Give me a few of these, please. Wings of War. The realm may be at peace now, but I know that will not last forever. In a world such as this, it's only a matter of time before war comes to my doorstep. I must be prepared for such an eventuality, and I think Turgon can help. In war, information is key, and when a war comes, we may not have time to gather it. I could get ahead of this problem, taking Turgon out to chart my realm, aiding us in our future conflicts. Of course, I could also focus on training with Turgon, ensuring our own competence in battle should the need arise. So we can check for ambush locations and whatnot, and we'll get controlled territory defender advantage and plus 10% supply limit, or train with Turgon and gain 15 trait experience with him. I think we will do this because I feel like even though we are building up our army, we're going to have to rely on our dragons quite aggressively. Turgon's already proved himself quite a bit. Can I view kills? Yeah, okay, wow, there's quite a few people here. So interestingly, Queen Daenys and Rhaenal, her dragon that we killed, actually show up as my kills rather than my dragons, which is fair enough in a way. It was a dragon duel, but they were both devoured by Turgon, so I think he should also get some credit. Our trait experience is actually quite decent. We did get to dragon training level 1, mainly because we are so focused in on martial. Our dragon bond is not great yet, but we can get that up as we need to. And also, our prowess has gone back to normal, so evidently it was just a remnant from when we were in battle with our dragon. Oh, and look at this, another Starfell member taken to the skies. Winora has taken to the skies on Falgale. Very nice. It's also quite a full circle feeling given that her name is Winora Starfell, when I'm pretty sure Vaelor Sands, the first character we played as, first daughter was Winora before she was killed, so that's nice to see that the name is still going strong inside of the family. She is also club-footed and possessed, which is non-ideal, but she's a dragon rider, so she'll have to do. There isn't really an insane amount to be waiting for here in terms of when is a good time to go to war with Goodbrother. Realistically, sooner the better is probably going to be the case before they actually start getting more dragon riders and whatnot. I would also like these wars to possibly wrap up, mainly because I hate when I go to war, I'm doing really well, but then they often end up coming back grouped up because they're getting in boats from someplace, or they're somewhere I'm not too sure exactly where their army is. And not to mention the fact that I then have to raise my army and risk their full already raised army showing up. So I'm going to see if they end up going on forever, we'll just do it regardless. But if they can sort these out, I might strike closer to when these are finished or fully over. Young visitor discovered in the dragon pit. Darian, my head dragon keeper, reports that Miria snuck into the dragon pit, our 5-year-old daughter. She was found safe and sound without incident, but expressed a more than healthy curiosity in the dragons, and many of the dragon keepers doted on the child, answering her questions. The order has already made the necessary changes to security, preventing any further ambitious young dragon riders from gaining access, but young Miria only seems more fascinated by the experience. Hopefully this isn't only a phase and she gains interested in dragons for 5 years. Also, I should point out that Caswyn here is 53 years of age and feeling fine. I feel like he'll definitely be the man to lead the assault on the Crownlands, and hopefully the man to do the subjugation war as well, but it is possible he might die before then, in which case currently it would actually be our daughter, Princess Daisy Starfell here, 22 years of age, a fortune builder, and also Prumiax's rider, who would then pick up the mantle. She's stubborn, paranoid, oh no, not paranoid again, please no, so many stress breaks, lustful and vengeful. A wish to join the Night's Watch. My cousin Aaron enters my solar with an energy emanating shyly about him. He blushes and approaches me politely. My cousin, I've made up my mind, he says, the words bursting from his mouth like dragon flame. I am going to join the Night's Watch. I wish to take the black. Okay, who are you exactly? My cousin and tutor. Patient, inquisitive, stubborn, shy. Flamboyant trickster. Some decent traits. You're already a knight and a trained fighter. Just a very decent character and man to have around court, but he is 28 and unmarried, and I feel like the Starfell house has grown enough that we don't really need to worry about having enough, like, healthy, viable males in the family. So I think in this case we can grant his request. Go and serve honorably, my friend. What do you mean you hate sand, Caswyn? You're from Dorne. I was outside my keep for only a few moments and a strong gust of wind blew some sand right into my mouth. Okay, you're like an emperor at this point. You're really complaining about this. You're getting some stress and losing prestige from sand blowing into your mouth. Look at this, the Starfell family is going crazy. Helen, my 14-year-old half-sister, has just failed to tame Sarnor here. Oh my word, look at this. I was just about to say it looks like the defensive war that the Iron Throne is fighting in the Stepstones they're about to win. And then I see this. The Iron Throne is at war, or rather in rebellion sort of, against the Vale here for Princess Aria's claim on the 7 kingdoms of the Iron Throne. So it looks like the North, in league with the Vale, as well as some other dukes as well, is trying to put the Targaryens back on the throne. Standing by House Goodbrother is ironically the Westerlands, who helped us gain our independence, the Stormlands, and obviously quite a few others as well. This is interesting. It does also mean that we're going to want to wait and see how this ends up looking, because when the realm is in a state like this, it starts to really explode the number of troops they have available to them. I imagine the Vale will not be successful here. Hopefully, though, it weakens actually House Goodbrother enough that we can then swoop in at the last moment. Let's definitely keep an eye on this one. The Targaryens are really trying to get themselves back into the picture here. On top of that, we have Aemon Targaryen, who has just hatched the egg of the yellow dragon Litz here. Interestingly, his parent is Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen of Dragonstone, as well as Meryn Starfell, who was his father, and Lord Corran the Girthy Starfell of Sunspear was his grandparent as well. So our family is really tied into all of this as well. Incredibly, a lot of the actual battles here are taking place inside of our lands as well, inside of the Crownlands. We have a massive battle here between Goodbrother and the Targaryen forces as well, but I think Goodbrother are just too centralized with their number of troops here. I think they'll be fine. Fantastic news. Helen Starfell, our 15-year-old half-sister, has also just tamed Sarnor. She has picked up severely burned in doing so, but it's a price I think she's willing to pay now that she is a dragon rider. As was expected, House Goodbrother has been successful in this claimant war. Unsurprising given the amount of troops that this man actually has. 91% from battles won, 20% from sieges, all in 17 months for the young king's first rebellion. My cousin has been imprisoned. Oh, that's right. I forgot Lord Jandon of the Vale is actually our cousin. He's been moved to house arrest. The good news is that it looks like the new king has shown mercy to Lord Corrin, who is both our friend and family friend, as well as our cousin inside of the Vale here as well. Aaron was arrested, but then shortly after released. It is no rest for the wicked, though. House Goodbrother continues to fight that war in the Stepstones. They've just been declared on by Volantis as well for a small piece of land here. No doubt they will sort this out in time, but I think I might give them a month or two to move their entire army over here to try and defend this and then declare war on them. I think now would be a very good time to do so. Hold on, is he being raided by members of his own house? Yes, he is. Lord Arthur the Greedy Goodbrother, that's fitting, is raiding the Iron Throne, despite the fact that it's his own family member who rules. Okay, I believe it is time. We are going to declare war, not the subjugation just yet. We're going to try and conquer the rest of the Crownlands and take the capital off of Goodbrother. Let's declare this war and try and raise my army as far away from all of this as possible. I think I'll actually raise them down here in the south, give them lots of time to raise, and we'll try and move in against the capital. Do you have any young children that could possibly be captured? Ooh, if we could get Princess Riga here, she is presumably your heir at the moment. Yes, she is. Okay, fantastic. Seemingly they are aware of us. There was a force of 11,000 that just left. Are they trying to come to us? I'm not sure if they're going to us or Volantis, to be honest with you. Majority forces still up here and struggling, but they are starting to siege us now at least. Oh, and look at this. King Dunstan has had an egg hatch. Oros here. And he is actually bonded to the king as well. It looks like he's just hatched the egg for himself. That is fair enough. I'm glad we declared this war now because a just born dragon is not going to help him much. Our forces are fully raised. I'm going to group everybody up. We will be in control with our dragon. Let's head over straight to the capital. There's a small force here. Let me station besiegers quickly and see if I can deal with these men while they're just standing there. They're going to try to run away. That's fine. Let's get back onto the capital here and start using our dragons. I stand before the walls of King's Landing. My dragon Turgon at my side. Our men surround the holding. The defenders trapped within, cowering behind their walls. Bear in mind, this is the second time Caswyn has besieged King's Landing. Though we would doubtless force them to surrender with enough time, no walls can protect them from dragon fire. Unfortunately, Baelor and his dragon Fearzon are here, and they will no doubt attempt to stop us. If I am to strike, I must face them. I feel like we faced Baelor before, but he ended up evading or leaving the battle at that time. But this time, Baelor, come out and die. Here we go, back to it again. He's on his dragon, I'm on my Harry Potter broom, it seems. We call upon our years of combat experience to direct Turgon as you would a soldier. With a commanding cry, we coordinated each attack with precision. Our foe had no answer for our relentless assault. We then followed up with a lunging bite that very nearly caught their wings. Seeing our ferocity, Baelor and Fearzon fell back, a clear sign of weakness. Turgon and I are completely unharmed, while Fearzon and Baelor seem no worse for wear. Let's try and cook them alive with flames. 75% chance Fearzon is lightly wounded. Our flames intertwined in a deadly dance, but ours came out stronger, searing through Fearzon and scorching their wings. Baelor and Fearzon move expertly through the sky, forcing us to never relax and constantly be on the move. We're going to opt for a highly defensive posture, trying to minimize damage. High increase to our success chance. Victory! My plan works. Baelor never saw it coming. 1 second, Turgon and I are looking vulnerable, and Fearzon goes in for the kill. The next, Turgon has whipped over Fearzon's shoulder and around her neck towards the exposed riders behind. Turgon's great maw opens up and over Baelor, devouring him. The dragon should be easy now. Fearzon quickly falls to a second strike from Turgon as well. That is dragon and rider both taken care of. What that now means for the Iron Throne is they have no tamed dragons. They still own 6, but nobody is actually taming and riding a dragon at the moment. Now, Dunstan is bonded with this dragon, but he is not a dragon rider, and I don't know if he has Targaryen blood in his heritage. Oh, he does. It's his mother. Okay, so theoretically, he should be able to become a dragon rider. Regardless, now that King's Landing is wide open, this time let's use our dragon to assist in the siege. Please don't die to a scorpion after winning 2 dragon duels, Turgon. Let's go for moderate damage. Please don't die. No, okay, we're good. I suspect when House Goodbrother finishes their sieges up here, they might move down to us rather quickly. I have split off my army here. I've left my siege weapons in the capital. I'm going to keep moving around with my dragon, trying to pick up some of the other cities inside the capital as well. Interestingly, House Goodbrother has finished their sieges up here, but they're just continuing to siege across. That's fine though. They can stay up there for as long as they want. Hopefully we can grab somebody, ideally the heir, when we actually take the capital fully here. Another dragon has entered the world. Princess Riga, King Dunstan's heir, has now also hatched a dragon. Again though, her dragon is extremely young, and if anything, it just puts more pressure on us to make sure that we deal with this house before their dragons actually develop. The bank was liquidated. Grievous news, the headquarters of our bank is now in the hands of Master Denis. As his realm already contains another bank, he decided to liquidate our bank to reduce competition. All shareholders will be paid a fraction of the bank's current cash reserve. After that, the bank will cease to exist. And so this venture comes to an end. That's fair enough though. I think we got more than enough bank interactions during this run. Another dragon has also entered the world for the Targaryens here. Rhaenyra has just hatched Vishyap. So it looks like a lot more dragons are popping up, but all of them incredibly young. So the faster we can move here, the better. We've just finished the siege of King's Landing here. We managed to get some gold. We did capture Queen Rhaenys Targaryen. Is that your wife? Oh, we have his wife. Tremendous. We've also seized an artifact as well, which is very nice. How many troops do you have over here? Looks to be about 25k maybe. And you have other bits of your army probably over in Volantis. Maybe now is the time to actually group all of our men up and try and actually get some battles won here. Our other daughter, Felice here, is trying to tame Dragox, the last untamed dragon that we have currently, which would be fantastic. All right, here we go. Let's make it happen. This should be fine. We have the men and we have the dragon. Whoa, that zoomed in. The use of Bailifax at the Battle of Estwing has proved most effective. While the clash of swords and shield rang out loudly, Prince Uros's, that's our son, dragon let out a ferocious roar, sending the enemy troops running in all directions. Our own soldiers have taken advantage of the situation, crushing the opposition. All the while, Bailifax unleashes torrents of flame upon Aladar's folly. A great boon to this battle. Bailifax has greatly helped you in this battle. We've gained Tyrannical Dragon's combat actions for 10 days, plus 275 to our minimum and maximum potential battle roll. It's so nice to go to battle on a dragon and still have our son's dragon have an impact. This is truly Valor's vision realized. We are not only all dragon riders, we have family members riding dragons together, assisting each other in these battles. Oh, I don't believe it. On the back of Turgon, we have the ability to kill the High Septon. This is absolutely perfect from the Dornish perspective too. With our own religious understandings and our dislike of the High Septon, killing him on Dragonback is absolutely poetic. Maekar here, our brother-in-law and personal champion, can also be knighted after this battle due to how he distinguished himself. That gets us up to 60%. I think if we counter siege a bit here and then start sieging some of these other counties, we should be good to go. I am still expecting a force to return from Volantis. It looks like, though, King Dunstan in his youth has made the mistake of splitting his army directly in two. We've just dealt with one half. God knows what the other half is up to over in Volantis. Seems as though they're winning, but we'll have to see. Our ability to siege quickly as well with dragons is just ridiculous. When there's no scorpions, I have my son using his dragon over here. Meanwhile, I'm over here using my dragon to take out the actual defenses. So we are just carpet sieging them with dragons here. There we go, 99%, just one more siege and the Crownlands will be ours, along with all of the dragons in their dragon pit. Tremendous. There it is, 100%, and our first war against the Iron Throne and House Goodbrother is a win. Oh, and they're actually losing in Volantis as well. It looks like they're going to lose this war also. Fantastic. Absolutely incredible. The Dornish draconic conquest for the Kingdom of the Crownlands is complete. Wait a minute though, did they empty the dragon pit? Why is there no dragons in here? Better question is, where did you move your capital? Oh my word, no way. Their new capital is now over here in between other Dornish lands that we have inside of, well, disputed lands, but just south of Mir, really. That is a severe fall from grace and a very, very bad place to have your capital. Not to mention, you can't even take advantage of the special building here, as you have to be Lysini, Mirish, or Tyroshi. It's only right as well that we've just picked up a new dynasty legacy. I think we will finish legitimacy after our first successful offensive war against the Iron Throne as an independent kingdom. I think it's about time that we officially say once and for all that our knees do not bend. We can select a 5th level education trait to make more common inside of our dynasty. I think we will of course go for Exalted Warlord, and that'll work out quite nicely. We will of course usurp the High Lordship of Rosby as well as the High Lordship of King's Landing as well. I will grant the High Lordship of Rosby here to Lady Gale Valarian, try and get them in the good books. And then we are left with the decision. Do we grant away Blackmont, the Torrentine, or King's Landing? I don't think the Torrentine can go. It's gonna hurt to get rid of Blackmont though, but I think holding on to King's Landing probably makes quite a bit of sense, given how built up the Red Keep is as well as just its importance for the Seven Kingdoms. So Blackmont here, we will give away to Lady Arabella Starfell, seeing as though she holds the title currently. So evidently, because the dragons that Goodbrother have are so young and like not in their actual dragon pit, seems though they were able to just take those dragons with them. I was hoping that whatever dragons were still in the dragon pit, we would just claim with that war, but evidently their dragon pit is empty. But it's not that big of a deal. Look how weak they are now and how young their dragons are too. We will likely have a peace treaty for 5 years, I believe. Yeah, so we have a truce with King Dunstan now for 5 years, continuing to build up everything that we have in our actual power. See if we can get our army a bit bigger, get some better commanders, maybe capture some more dragons as well. And then the subjugation war will begin. I'm going to continue to marry off my family to important Lord of Paramounts within the realm as well. Even though those alliances can't help us, when we actually try to subjugate the realm, I'm hoping that any Lord Paramounts that retain their actual lands as my vassal won't immediately hate me, as we should already be allied with quite a few of them. Oh, here we go, though. Here we go. Now that I am ruler of the Lordship of King's Landing, I also have control of its dragon pit. After surveying the area, it seems the hatchery is not empty. A wondrous find. We've become the owner of the red dragon egg. Amazing. I feel like it could make sense for us to move our actual capital up to King's Landing as well, because we've actually gained control of the Iron Throne itself, but we can't put it in this courtroom. And that feels like a waste, to be honest. I feel like we should move there just so that we have the ability to display more of those artifacts and have that incredible throne room. So let's do it. I will move the realm capital to the Red Keep, and we will move our dragons up there as well. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. After moving my actual capital up here, it seems to have refreshed. And now when I look inside of the actual dragon pit, we do indeed have many dragons inside of here, which is incredible. So we did gain control of those dragons, because if we look at the Iron Throne, they are now down to just 1 owned dragon. Whereas for us, we now have 7 owned dragons as well as 4 tamed ones. We are truly the dominant dragon riders in the entire world at this point. Whoa, now this is a throne room. Why is the antelope hide so big? It's also very framey and moving quite slowly. Put Caraxie's skull there, please. Yes. Actually, put that over here. Okay, there we go. Now, this is a courtroom. We have Caraxie's skull up above us, as well as significantly oversized antelope hides all around us. We have a struggle decision here to build pilgrim roads. There can be no pilgrims without a path to our holy sites. As such, it is imperative that we faithfully construct roadways to enable access towards our most sacred sites. Absolutely, we'll build some pilgrim roads. I think it's a great way to ingratiate the rest of the 7 kingdoms, seeing that we're not just barbarians here to destroy, we are here to build as well. And the plus 15% holding taxes is very welcome. What I'm also going to do is destroy my armored footmen here and actually create a regiment of gold cloaks. We will create our own City Watch of King's Landing, loyal only to us. A wandering unmarried lowborn is asking to pay me for a ride on Turgon. I will not sell my dragon services for 300 gold. No, I don't think so. And you're lucky I didn't just let Turgon eat you, actually. Wraithwing has passed on, a 7-year-old dragon. Well, what happened here? You were eaten by Forge Song on the 16th of 5th Moon 309. So this 7-year-old... Two 7-year-old dragons and one 7-year-old dragon ate the other 7-year-old dragon. Okay, that is interesting. Let's keep an eye on this dragon then. How did you manage to do that? Who are you bonded with? Aemond Targaryen. That's a little bit scary when you have a dragon at 7 years old that's killed another dragon the same age of it already. Look at the amount of holdings this ruin to the north of the Valyria ruin that we've started has. That is absolutely incredible. I think I will attempt to restore these anyway, even just for the time being. Question is, can I attempt to restore them? Could I hand it off to, say, my nephew here? And then can I just build them up for him while he controls them? Yes, I can. Okay, tremendous. Let's do that then. It'll obviously take time until we can build this up appropriately, but seeing how much we've already begun investing inside of our actual holdings, like many of them are already maxed out or at least close to it, I think it probably makes a lot of sense to actually just gain more land through restoring some of those other ruins as well. I'm not sure how far we'll get before we start the subjugation war, but every little helps, I suppose. If the old gods are real, they probably won't forgive us for this, but I am going to remove the small Godswood building inside of the Red Keep here and probably swap it out for water mills, to be honest, making all other construction cheaper as well. If I can, I'm going to try and keep the wife of King Dunstan in our prison as well. So when we declare war against him the next time, we should start with a fairly valuable prisoner as well. Super strange how this has evolved over time, but very cool to see that we have a Targaryen married to a Goodbrother, where the Goodbrother is theoretically in control of the Iron Throne. He's Faith of the Seven and Ironborn. The Targaryen is a different faith in the Drowned God, and they're ruling from across the narrow sea in a small piece of land that we surround with our Dornish lands. We did also actually pick up in one of those battles Aladar Vernon's Kingsguard armor. I think when we gain control of the Iron Throne and have our own Kingsguard, I'll probably gift that armor to one of our own family members and have them join the Kingsguard to protect us. Oh, what? My son Adam died? He was drowned on the 9th of 2nd Moon. How did that happen? Very nice character. Was very happy with him. Thankfully, he wasn't a dragon rider, but still, that's very random. Oh, that is incredible. Our grandson and namesake, Caswyn Starfell, has just tamed Mount Dweller. An 8-year-old has tamed a 164-year-old dragon that has been in Targaryen rule for as long as the realm can remember. Since we started the run, Mount Dweller was a dragon we consistently saw being ridden by Targaryens. That has taken us up to 70,000 total troops with 6 owned dragons and now 4 tamed ones. So we are in a ridiculously good position now. Let us host a funeral for our son in the new capital here. Our goal is definitely just to mourn, but we will have everything with extravagant ceremonials as well. What? Now my daughter's after dying as well. Slain in battle. What battle were you for? Oh no, she was even pregnant. Oh my god. What battle were you fighting in, though? Trying to understand. Your liege is technically Lord Clayson the Shrewd Bookwell, and he's not even at war. I don't know what you got dragged into, to be honest. Well, get ready to host another funeral soon, I suppose. Damn. Oh, look at this. The free city of Pentos has started to raid us over here as well. Where's their army headed? I would happily deal with this. I don't know if you're going home, though, or you're just crossing the narrow sea. The sacking of Tyrosh, they are still going. I will help them rebuild for sure. Where is your army now? Where are you exactly? Aha. I will raise my armies here to see if we can deal with this. I will allow myself a moment of grief first for the funeral, though. I would love to deal with these men if I can. Okay, that's fine. We can stop gathering now, because once we get our dragons in here, which should be fine, Oh, that's right, we're still at the funeral. Does anybody with the dragon not at the funeral? Probably not, they're all from my house. Yeah, they're all attending the funeral currently. Alright, that's not ideal. Listen, we grew in strength without dragons. We don't always need them behind us. Of course, now the funeral was finished and I could have been here anyway, but that's fine. Our men will deal with this the old-fashioned way without dragons. We will deal with these raiders and get back everything that they... Whoa. Okay, there is a dragon here all of a sudden. Evidently, somebody managed to get here nice and quick after the funeral to reinforce with dragons, so never mind, all the same, we win. Very nice. 821 loot back off of him. I hope you learned your lesson, my friend. Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen is demanding an artifact back that we took off of House Goodbrother. No, I don't think so. Realistically, once we take Dragonstone, I think that's literally the last dragon pit in the world that we will then have under our control. Obviously, other families will still have dragons, but I think that's the last place a dragon pit even is built. Good news, our half-brother Hugh is also now bonded with a dragon. He is on Balzalcal here, so our family continues to tame dragons consistently. How many are we up to tame now? 5 tamed and 5 owned. Tremendous. With that though, I'm going to leave this episode here. We have gained full control of the Crownlands. We have robbed the Goodbrothers of all of their dragons and their dragon pit, as well as their best possible holding. In the next episode, it will be the conclusion of this series with the draconic subjugation war of the rest of the Iron Throne. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, a massive shout out to all of our channel members helping to support this channel and everything that I do here. And a very special shout out to our Emperor's Hands tier, in Faustbread and Kenny IDFK. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.